Oh my gosh, we're live. Hi guys. And Lefty's not here. He was trying to figure out why it wasn't allowing him to go live, but we're live on the Lefty show. And Nico is trying to push the power button on the come on. Yes. Okay, I'm back. Lefty's not. We don't know where he's at. Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable. But welcome to the Lefty and Ed show where we talk about things like games and movies and fish. And it would help if I came up with with chat. Let's see. It says, "Whom it's not letting me go. Hold please. StreamYard." Uh oh no, his StreamYard died. That's weird. Well, Lefty, I'm live on your show. So let me text him and tell him that I'm live. I'm live, Lefty, on your show. Okay. Well, I don't know how many of you guys watched my show last night, but Walmart has this amazing deal right now. I use one of these lights for lighting my room. It's kind of crooked right now. It's kind of weird. But these things are so cool. I bought another one. They're on discount or discount. What's it called when they're getting rid of something? Uh well, they're getting rid of them and they're selling them for $15 a piece. And what I'm thinking about going back and buying like four of them, four more, and just sticking them on the wall because they're like super cool looking. They do all these different things, like all these different shapes and colors. And I just thought it'd be cool to have in your room on the wall. And then they have the small ones that are 10-inch for $5.50. So maybe I will pop it open right now and see if we can plug it. Now, baby cat's jumped up here. Don't. Ah! Okay, she didn't step on the power button. But we are opening the cool box. I imagine this has all the same settings as the big one. This is a little mini tripod it comes with. It pops open. Supplies. And the thing. And I want to see if the remote that works this will also work this. Okay. So I'm going to untangle this. Throw that out for Nico because he loves to play with those. And oh, do I have a I need a extra. Oh, I just unplugged everything. How did that all go together? Let's see if. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, well, that isn't going to work. And I don't think I think I only have one one of these. Oh my gosh, I'm all twisted up. I think I only have one of these connection things on the side of my computer and my speaker is on it. Well, nuts. I was hoping to. Well, you know what? we will not just give up quick because I can plug it in to a, a deal. Another twisty tie. And then this goes like that. And we're doing this. I don't even know how many people are watching. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up. Might be Skipper and Select Pet and Jenny or Jenna P. Sorry. So there we go. This cable is a lot shorter than the great big one that came with it. Came with the big one. But I still think this will be cool. No, it may not. They may actually be on separate controllers. How do I open this box? You got to be kidding me. No remote comes with this deal? Well, that seems like a jip. Huh. Well, we'll do it manually. Okay. So that's the bright. See what up and down is. Nothing. Red, white, and blue.
Oh,
You can't even see it, but it's all. That's disappointing because it's so red right here. You can see it there, but when I face it this way, you can't see it. And we got Lefty back. This is the green. Why is it that you can see it so much better? Blue. Ooh, yellow is really bright. But it has all these super cool modes too. I want it to start spinning. That is such a drag. Why doesn't it pick up the color changes, Lefty?
it's probably too bright. Turn the lights off, it'll probably pick it up.
Well, the lights are off. Maybe I need to turn them on.
So I had to come in on my phone. For whatever reason, it's not letting me come in on the computer.
I had all sorts of problems with mine yesterday.
I'm wondering if maybe they did some kind of server update or something and it's messing with stuff.
But this is $5.50 at Walmart right now.
Oh,
It's so cool. I thought about buying a bunch of them, sticking them on my wall, but they don't. The small ones apparently don't work with a remote. I mean, it's so bright. I was thinking about trying to attach it also to the inside of my circle I have right now just to make it brighter.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is really weird.
Well, it was that. So what happened to me last night is, I'm like with how you have a group of. I hope that's not Jack Daniels.
No, it's sweet tea.
Oh, okay. I was like, boy, the Catholic job is really
No, it's sweet tea. Don't worry.
stressing you out. Just, Jack Daniels. Well, so I've got a deal with James where I go on his channel all the time with stream. And then last week I went on Kenny's and the computer would not let me go back to James's last night. It would only let me be on Kenny's.
Hmm.
So James hasn't used his for months, and I've been paying for one myself for almost a year and a half. I just don't know how to turn it off, so I just pay the $25 a month. So I thought I would just go back to my original one and tell James if he wants, he can use mine.
I think I still have a space. We gotta get you added to mine since I paid for the 1080p one.
How much is that a month?
It's like 200 and something a year.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say 200 and some
No.
a month.
I think it came out to like 280 or 3 something. I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember. I think I did a 2-year contract that was slightly cheaper.
Find out how much I would owe, and you could try to teach me how to do it. And if I could figure out how to cancel my old one, that'd be good too.
Yeah, no reason to pay for one if you got one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird when I hit the go live button, and it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. And it said an error occurred. So I clicked it again, it did the same thing. So I closed out, went back in, and when I went back in, it said it was live, but it wouldn't let me join the stream.
I don't know what I was doing. I hope I wasn't picking my nose or something.
So then I started, I tried Chrome, I tried Firefox, and then I went to Edge because I figured, well, what the hell? And none of them worked. None of them would access my stuff. So I was like, well, what the heck's going on? So I was like, screw it. I'll try and go in on my phone. If that doesn't work, I'll just say sorry, everybody, and see you next week.
Yeah, well, it came back alive. Oh, I was working on my short for today. And I was just gonna watch it because I like to watch my shorts 5 times each.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give it a little extra bump. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Right, when it comes out. I don't know if it works or not, but I was just letting it run like that.
Yeah, I don't know. They say you shouldn't watch your own stuff. It messes with stuff, but I don't care.
Oh,
yeah?
Yeah, but they say.
Oh, hi, Skipper. You could have come up when Lefty was gone.
He was getting ready to.
He preferred to watch me struggle.
No, my computer was on a complete shutdown, so I had to let it warm up, I guess.
That's all good. Look at what I'm wearing.
Yes, I got my personal day approved for that Friday, so I'm all set.
Whoa, that's awesome. Congratulations.
I pulled the old I got a wedding card.
I'm going to see Skipper there.
My sister said that one never fails because she does hiring in her job, and she said if someone's got a wedding, you can't say no.
Why?
It's true.
Because you've already probably booked the room and bought a present, and you're all ready to go, and told people you'd be there already.
Was there?
I would think a fish conference where you have to talk.
Was there a wedding there last year?
I don't think so.
There was the year before, though.
The first year we all went was their wedding year. Yep, I remember when the bus pulled in.
I think they had one last year because the left side of the hotel got all filled up by those people. They didn't have the wedding in there, but they just used that place to reserve for out-of-towners.
There could have been. I didn't see anybody that looked like they were going to a wedding.
No, there was a room they were using for the gambling.
Well, no, I meant like when you walk in, they had rooms on the left and on the right of the place. And all of my room and all the reserved, like the special rooms downstairs for us were on the right side. But on the left side, where the bathrooms that were real nice were, I saw fancy people on that side.
Oh, there were Clash people on the left side last year. Mm-hmm. It could have just been if people were in town for a wedding.
Upstairs there were, but were there Clash people at the bottom?
Yeah.
I think, there were people on the bottom.
Susie Q was
I don't know why they're dressed up. Maybe people just like to dress up.
Could have been people going to the casino.
Yeah.
Some people like to get dressed up and go gambling for some reason.
Yeah, I never got that neither.
I just go
There's
on
also
a free
a
shirt
car
and
wreck.
jeans and here's my credit card. Give me money.
The hotel was completely booked.
I think it's probably completely booked again this year.
No, there's some rooms still open. Our block is booked. We couldn't get no more of an extension on rooms, but they are filling up though.
I know when I reserve down there, I usually use my membership. That way I don't take away. But it still puts me on the class rate, but it lets me use my membership to get one of the member rooms instead.
No,
Nice.
I didn't use the class rate, so I didn't use a blocked room.
What happened?
Hey, Zen.
Honestly, my membership was cheaper than the class rate.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how it worked out last year because I used my membership, but it still put me. That was weird. I don't know. It must have just done it. I think it gave me the membership rate for the non-class days last year because I did Thursday to Monday, and one of those or two of those is outside the window, so they had to do like a split reservation for me or something. It was bizarre.
Yeah, I
Well-
didn't put no code in, and I
No,
did
I
the
didn't
same
give a
thing.
code either.
I did the same thing this year. I didn't book.
Maybe I got the membership rate.
I didn't book through the class because I wanted to save that for people that
Yeah, they needed it.
I bet you I didn't either then.
No, I want to say that when I think Metalheads used their group member too. I don't think they went through the clash thing either, but I could be completely wrong. Yeah, yes, there's a clash code, so you get a discount for the group rate. I'll never forget the first time I went down. I tried to use it, and they're like, "Oh, that code expired yesterday." I'm like, "It's nowhere on your fucking website that it expires."
Yeah.
And the hotel's not on.
Yeah, the hotel had it messed up. Then they honored it, I think.
They didn't for me.
No, they didn't.
Sorry.
Not that first year, anyway.
So as soon
They're
as you
kind of a
find
mom and
out
pop.
the dates for, like, if you're going to go next year, as soon as you find out, you reserve a room. You don't have to pay for it right away. Pay for it when you leave.
Yep.
See, I mean, it may hold on when you use a credit card. It may hold it for that much, but it's
I
worth
want
it.
to say I don't think they do an off hold until whatever the cancellation period is.
It's 1 day before.
See, I don't think you actually get charged unless you're within that window,
Okay.
which is kind of nice because some places, it's months or it's a week and
Yeah.
things can always happen. There was one hotel, it was like you had to tell them 3 months before, and I'm like, well, what the hell if something happens? And you can't give you 3 months notice.
That's terrible. Well, that sounds like one of those Expedia deals. When you go through those
See, I
line
never
people
go
that
through them. I just go straight to the website for whatever the hotel is.
I do too. I was talking about this last night to Rico. I don't know, were you there, Skipper, or was this after you left?
It was probably when I went to bed.
Yeah, because it really doesn't seem like something worth talking about, and we're talking about it now. But I hate all those fake deals. Like, okay, I go on, let's say, I go to Google and I say Holiday Inn in Chattanooga, and then I get booking online, hotel planner, IHG, IHG. I get all these Travelocity, Booking.com. I get all these different websites trying to sell me the room. And it makes me so mad because if you do anything wrong, you don't get your money back. And if the operator does something wrong, you don't get your money back either.
I remember
I've been
I had
shafted on both ends.
the only time I used one of those when I booked that Super 8 in Chicago, when I had, the powder and random stuff all over the room and I canceled it. The manager of the hotel refused to refund because I went through, like, one of those websites. I think I went through Expedia for it. I had to call Expedia and be on the phone with them forever to get them to refund me the old $80 for the one night I was going to spend there. And I was like, screw that. I'm just going to start booking the main hotel from now on or something closer.
Yeah.
So a lot of the places do the whole thing where it's automatically linked when you reserve through the website. But I found sometimes, even with Aquastella, you have to double check it because there was one time I went to book and it didn't apply the group rate and I still had to manually put it in.
I still don't know if I work for Aquashella anymore.
I would hope you find out soon.
We haven't had a meeting. We have meetings between every week. We had them from one Aquashell to another, and then after they did changed everything in Dallas, it's like nobody wants to have a meeting because it was a waste of time for the 20 weeks that we did them. I'd just like to know if I'm going to Daytona or not.
At this point, I would just, if you have Sean's contact information, I would just reach out to him, honestly.
Yeah.
Or ask, if John could reach out for you, since I'm pretty sure he's probably got his number. Or even Carrie probably has it. At this point, with it being only 2 months away, I would say just get directly in contact with him since he's the big boss man.
Is it in November?
Yeah, it's the weekend right of election. So it's the weekend right before the election day Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So it would have worked out perfectly for the old school because we had election day off, and I would have told her I wasn't coming in Thursday, Friday, or Monday. I would have taken Thursday and Friday to drive, and then Monday, Tuesday I had off. I would have driven home then, but I'm like, I can't request that many days off at a new job.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, QC, what's going on?
Anyway. TJ, QC. I wonder what the QC stands for. Quinn Carbon. You don't hear too many people with the last name Carbon.
You don't, no. I would have gone with Quebec, Canada before I went with Queen City, honestly.
Oh. Queen City. Where's that? Is that in Australia?
Sounds like a place that would be in Australia.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh, look, Zen was going to say the same thing.
See? So she went with Quinn Carbon.
No, it's Charlotte's nickname, apparently. Really? Oh, because Queen Charlotte. Okay.
Oh. Okay. There's a place I want to go visit. Seriously, I'm not just saying it. But I mean, I live in Chattanooga, so we're not that far away. And I watched this guy, what is his name? Ken's Collectibles. He's one of my favorite YouTubers that I watch. And he goes all over that area to the different
stores. Hey, Rack, long time no see. Hope you're doing well.
And their toys are so much better than our toys. Hi, Rack. I was just looking at his picture. Well, my pictures of his show today. And
I was just, where'd it go?
I never registered at his show.
How dare you?
He had and I was looking at this picture today thinking I should do this or see if I can still do it. So that way he knows that I was there. Oh, I'm on videos only.
I was just thinking I now have a room that I can hang a bunch of his artwork in.
Hotel room?
I could probably plaster an entire classroom door with how much rack art I have.
Yeah, you probably could.
That's awesome. Lefty, I really wish you could have went to his show because I think you would have really enjoyed it. It was super neat.
I remember I was supposed to go to his first one he had a couple years ago, but then something happened. Was that the COVID year that one happened?
He has a lot of different types of forms of art. He had these really neat walking sticks. But he had this thing where you had to somehow scan this. And it
QR code?
Yeah, but I don't know how to use it. But he had a whole bunch of these, and they were almost completely sold out. They were little floating air plants. Here's his awesome walking sticks. And I mean, it's not doing it justice, but they're really pretty. He had a piece on balance. And then he had these were like little
Good old staples.
cards and stuff. Outside the building, he had all of his rummy nose on the side of the building.
I have one of
Really
those hanging up on my wall. Actually, you can kind of see it over here. It's right there.
I bet you he had a whole bunch of cows and people were buying up all of his cows. But it looked pretty cool how they were eating the grass. And then he had a lot of his ukuleles.
Those are pretty neat.
They are.
Those were gigantic.
I also claim to fame. I'm pretty sure I have the biggest rack cross sketch art collection that anyone has too, aside from rack themselves, because I have a whole binder of just sketches.
There was a lot more than that too.
The koi painting that Zen and I fought over, and I think she finally bought it for me. I can't remember.
You and I had some battles too.
Yeah, we did. And I got my discus on the other wall. I thought about taking those into school. If I do the fish tanks, I'll probably end up bringing some art in and putting it with the fish tanks.
That'd be cool.
I have my ukulele right here.
Can you play us a tune? Oh, there's no strings.
I don't know how to put the strings on, and then I put my sticker on the back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think it was a graduation present, son. You're right. Her husband bought it for me.
I had to try to figure. Well, the problem is there's too much dust in this room. I need to get it out of this room because this is the room that I do all my work in. Doesn't that look like a bottle of Jack Daniels he's drinking?
That'd actually be good right about now.
I assure you, it's just sweet tea.
I need to get a final count on for sure who wants those Chattanooga whiskey bottles. Because you're 1, 2, okay. And I think Maria Z said 2, and then Jason I think said 1. I think they cost about $30 a piece. I'm too cheap. I've never bought one for myself. I've never had it. But the bottles themselves are awesome.
Wonder how many comes in a case. Normally it's 12, I think. Yeah.
Rack says, wait, what whiskey bottles?
The Chattanooga whiskey.
I'll get one.
They're a really pretty collectible bottle.
I wish it was a Long Island there, QC. My favorite drink right there. So, Ed, there's a famous TikToker I watched from England. You want to guess where he recently was visiting?
Liverpool.
No, he was visiting Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah? What was he doing?
He was just hanging out. He came over like 6 months ago and did like a 2-week tour of America and loved it. Then he decided to come back and do like a 2-month tour. So he's going all over the country. He was in Tennessee for a while. Now I think he's back in Tennessee, staying in the Blue Ridge somewhere. And everyone's like, you need to lock your doors and make sure things are secure so the bears don't get in. He's like, no way bears can open doors. And we're like, oh, yes, they can. They will get in your house. What is his name?
Last time my sister went to Gatlinburg, which was like 2 months ago, a bear was going down the street. Oh, see? This Chattanooga whiskey bottle, it's really a neat looking bottle. I'll buy one after the clash when I have some money.
Oh.
They are a neat bottle.
Oh, that whiskey is smooth, I'm telling you.
Maria Z absolutely loved it too.
They also
They should
made the
mass
local
produce it.
news at one point when they were down there. Or they were in Arizona. And they went up, there was a group of javelinas in a parking lot. And these two Brits just start walking up to the javelinas and try to pet them.
Okay, I'm going to show you my ignorance.
Then they were sticking
What's a
holes.
javelina?
It's a small pig.
Okay.
And then they were sticking their hands into rattlesnake holes, not knowing what they were. And all the people in the comments were like, "Where is your American chaperone?"
Well, my mom and dad took my German exchange student and his family, because he's married since then. You know, that was 25 years ago when he was our exchange student. And his goofy wife at Yellowstone tried to pet a buffalo.
Oh, that's bad.
And she just ran off by herself. They were explaining Old Faithful to Renee, that's his name, and their son David, and Julia. They were like, "Where's Julia?" And my dad's like looking around, and he sees her running off into the grass to go pet a buffalo.
Yeah, people do that.
Yeah, it happened whenever I was
Buffaloes
at
are big.
yeah, when I was in South Dakota, I was taking some people around the base, and I took them to Custer State Park, and they had buffaloes. They did the same thing. I'm like, they will charge you if they feel threatened.
Mm-hmm.
I said, then I had to go with them because they were my responsibility. I said, if you see me running and climbing that tree, you better be on my butt, and we better be going up that tree together. If not, you're done.
That's like here when people try to walk up to coyotes and think they're stray dogs. We've had people put them in their cars before and thinking they were strays. How they didn't get bit is beyond me.
Because they're comfortable with people feeding them.
Well, here's a terrible story that my dad told me when he was in Fairbanks, Alaska during Vietnam. He was stationed there with the Nike missiles. Well, he had to take one of the base commanders, like one of the top dogs, out to their battery or whatever it was called. And they were in the Jeep going out there, and there's a gigantic moose with a huge rack out there. And nothing personal, rack. I didn't mean to say huge rack with rack here. But he said, stop the car or the Jeep. And my dad said they didn't have M16s because they were sending all of them to Vietnam, but they had whatever the other gun was
M4?
that they probably used in Korea. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess. Was there something called an M4 or something, or a M?
Okay.
But he shot the moose, and he didn't have tags. It was out of season, and he shot this big moose. Then he made all the guys clean the moose and put it on the Jeep and take it back to base for him. And they were all like, well, he's the boss. But isn't that sucky?
A little bit. Oh, Ed was talking about a moose.
Yeah, it was a moose.
Huge rack.
Yeah, they're even worse.
Well, and and then they were like, well, probably all the officers were eating moose for a week.
Moose is tasty.
Well, they probably just made the cooks cook it for them, It's just, oh well. Just wrong. But I know that
back then.
My dad did more my dad only legally hunted, He tried for bear, never got one, but he got caribou and some type of big giant flying bird that I don't remember what it was. And he had lots of salmon when he was up there. They were like the food that they would hunt would really help them out because things were so expensive. My dad shot a lot of rabbit, and my mom, she was like one of the few women that were or one of guys that had wives So what the guys would do is they would shoot a bird or a rabbit, and then or two of them, and they'd take it to her, and she would cook one for them and one for her and my dad and my sister.
Right. Rabbit's good eating. Little
And
stringy,
so she was
good.
Like a private cook for them all, where she was cooking up all the wild game that they were shooting. Yep. Sorry for getting us off on a weird tangent.
Well, you're good.
No, you're fine.
I got a fish question.
Okay.
Well, it's more of a deal that I'm probably going to be getting. They say it's a 30-gallon. It's a 29-gallon tank with a stand and a bunch of stuff that comes with it that I'm only going to use some of it, but it comes with the hood and the light.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a SpongeBob SquarePants house, pineapple house.
No. Well, I saw it today on Facebook, and I work with a guy. $50.
Okay.
And it's 2 years old. So I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's seems
size-
very fair with
The
the
size
stand.
tank is becoming my favorite.
I've got one right around the corner right there. And I plan on fishy fishes in it right now. And I've got the 55 that I plan on putting in that spot. And then taking that 29 and putting it in the fish room and planting it and putting the CO2 on it. And try to grow CO2 plants out of it. So I really like the height of those 29s because you can grow tall plants. I think it's perfect.
That's what I have underneath the 40 behind me, the 29. That's what did I have in there originally? I think I had my African cichlids in there originally. Until I upgraded them to a 40.
Cuba.
Fishy fish is Rex goldfish, fancy pants goldfish.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
But yeah.
And I put in golf balls for him to play with. And every day he gets those golf balls stuck under his filter. I've never seen him touch them, but so I put them on one side of the tank.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, they're always wedged in under the filter. So
you just need to set up a camera on the tank and record it, and then make a bunch of shorts. Fish plays golf.
Yeah.
Scuba, no, I'm all set on African cichlids right now. Thank you, though. I don't need any more splashy fish from you.
Yeah, how about it? Well, do you have any Mabunas?
Yes. I can't tell if it's dead or playing. Oh, no, he's alive. They play with I got one of those shark filters, and the friggin' fish like to play with it.
Oh.
They always look like they're dead because they, stick to it. But then you go eat them food, and they dart all around the tank again.
It's like a massage. Because I'm actually thinking about getting something to put in with the star sapphires. And I was told yellow labs would be good.
Yellow labs are good with
That'd be fine. It'd be nice color contrast, too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wanted something because they're blue, white, and sometimes there's a black speck. It all depends on the color, and they're starting to show. I need to clean that tank and do an updated video.
I used to have yellow labs, and they were just for cichlids, they're a nice fish. You know, they seem more of a community fish than a cichlid because it doesn't seem like they fight. You know, they're fast and small, but bright yellow with the little black stripe. I can't say that that's a bad idea at all.
What's that?
No.
The yellow labs, they almost look like an ocean fish.
Yeah, I can't. I've asked it before, and I couldn't remember who told me. But I remember yellow labs was one of them.
And they're very affordable.
Is Scuba coming to the clash?
I think so.
Yeah. He's in the escape off.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
Well, I'm wondering. I don't want a yellowtail die because they're blue.
Shouldn't Scuba Steve be on this cast right now with us?
He's got access. But
Sure
yeah,
would
I
be
mean,
fun to see Scuba.
I think he gave me yellow labs. I think. I don't know. I just showed up and he gave me a 5-gallon trash can full of fucking fish. I was expecting like 3 or 4, and then I get like a dozen fish. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my gosh. I didn't recognize Scuba's t-shirt because Nico's been sleeping on it and so covered in hair.
Oh, there's Metalhead.
Hey, Metalhead, you streaming tonight? Since I missed the Monday stream because I passed out. Or no, I had a training. I had a stupid training to do Monday night.
I think that Josh is one of the coolest guys in FishTube.
So you know how nice it is to not have to yell at work? It's amazing. I don't have to yell at these children, and they listen.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, it's a private Catholic institution, so if you misbehave, you can get kicked out.
So it's funny you're bringing this up because my niece wants to join a Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because my dad said she don't know what she's going to get into because if you get out of line, they're going to smack you over the fingers with the ruler.
No, we're not allowed to do that anymore.
Here's Johnny.
I said, Dad,
My God.
They don't do that anymore. What's up, Scuba?
Same old, same old.
So are you still
I'm working hard?
Not anymore. As of yesterday,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I got
Oh
fired.
no, I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, it's a long story.
Well, I guess it's time to go full-time on YouTube then.
That's what I was just telling my buddy. I was like, well, looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of fish shows and working for people. Yeah,
You got to work for a fish store. They should hire you in a heartbeat with your resume.
Yeah.
I mean, how many grand champion cichlid people
That's
are in
true.
this country that they could hire?
Got a good point.
You can put a award-winning fish breeder on your resume.
Yeah.
That's
Because
true.
technically it's not a lie.
It's not.
Because, you know.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was just a mess. It was just a mess at work. And it was after work.
So-
I left work early and everything, and then they still try to hit me with the bull crap. It's like, whatever. See,
I don't
they say,
particularly mess with that stuff, so I have no clue.
they say you could quit or you can get terminated. I said, I'm not a quitter. I said, y'all fire me. I left.
Plus, then, you know, if they fire you, you can collect unemployment, too. At least you can here. But yeah, I don't chase GH and all that stuff, so I've never used it, Nathan. I know Grant and Shelby do the powdery stuff with GH and KH, right? Or they use something to change things, don't they?
Oh, what's that
That's
stuff?
the
I got?
GH Mineral Plus. It's
Yeah, that's
Shrimp
so.
King?
I would assume that's
I've
the
got
closest
some.
thing. I've never used it though, so.
Is that the Shrimp King bottle? Mine looks just like that.
Yeah, that's it.
the B shrimp mineral, and then I even went ahead and wrote how many grams per gallon, so then that way I could just weigh it up with a fish scale and just dump it in there. Then I don't have to get my measurements right every time. I'm like, all right, it's 1.8 grams per gallon, so if I need 3 gallons, do the math.
But I mean,
Yours the
slower is
softer
always
or the
usually
harder?
better with changes. So do it slowly, I guess, would be my suggestion, because you don't want to, shock the fishes.
Yeah,
But
I would
I
say
really-
do it
I
slowly.
honestly, unless it's an invert, I don't know how much the GH and KH really affects the fish. To me, pH and temperature usually affects them a lot more than the other things, but I don't chase the other parameters either. So
I started using that stuff with shrimp because of how soft my water is. It's pretty much RO water out of the tap. It's crazy. So
yep.
I've been starting to add aragonite to my tanks to bring it up. That's what's in this tank because that's what star sapphires are in, and I loaded in that 75. But with the shrimp, I started using that, and I started with my blue dreams. And what I do is I take a scoopful. I take at least 2 gallons out of the tank. A scoopful of that is good for 2 gallons. So what I do is I just take a scoop, put it in the jug that I'm using. I let it mix up, and I dump it in. And then I take the next gallon and dump it right in. And I have not had an issue with it, with that tank. Now, I don't do weekly water changes. So if I did weekly water changes, I would probably want to weigh it out better and get it dialed in some more. Because the Blue Dreams, I got off of Stephen P. They're going nuts right now in the tank.
There's Stephen P. right now.
And yeah, I mean, I started and it works. I was always one of them people. I don't want to add that crap. I don't think it's going to work. I just think you're just trying to sell stuff. But no, that stuff actually works. I'm a believer.
Yeah, that stuff's the truth right there.
Hey, Steve, I've got a question for you. I am going to enter one of my cichlids in the Clash cichlid show or fish show. Okay, he's about
That
11 inches long. How would you transport him to get there? And remember, I'm going to be leaving on Tuesday. I'm probably going to get a room halfway there and then come in on Wednesday. And I don't know, Skipper, when do you think they're going to allow people to put fish in the show? Like, when will they be accepting fish?
I think
Is that
it's
Friday?
Friday, yeah.
It's on the schedule.
So we're gonna start setting them tanks up Thursday morning. Trying to remember what we did last year. I think it was the next morning.
I think it was yeah, wasn't it?
And the fish, after it's done, I'm going to give it to metalheads. Cooler in a pump.
9 a.m. on the 22nd is when it says fish show open for tank plate. So I'm assuming Friday at 9.
So what I'm going to do is, being that I have my slightly bigger cichlids, I think they'll be fine in a 5-gallon bucket. Looking at them. So I was going to do totes myself and get like water sealed totes with the rubber seals around them. Because that's what Misfit did when he brought that black belt to Gina. He just put it in a black rubber sealed tote. Put some bubblers in there and put it in the back of his truck. So what I would do is I would probably bring like a spare, like a bigger tote if you're going to be traveling this fish all over. And then say you're stopping halfway, I would bring an empty tote, set bigger, you know what I mean, and kind of set up a temporary quarantine in your hotel room. That's what I would do. And then you could break that down. And then once you get to the Clash, say you're going to be there, Thursday? So then you could set that fish up in your hotel room like I'm going to do with Pam. I'm probably going to take like a tote maybe and just pack my clothes in a tote and then just throw the clothes on the floor and then just use that tote to set up a temporary little house until I can put her in the show, you know what I mean? So that way she's not stuck in a small little bucket all stressed out for 12 hours and then going to the hotel and then that's another 12 hours before I can put her in the show. So then I was either thinking of bringing a separate 10-gallon tank or just a separate little tote and just set up like a quick little hospital type deal, you know what I mean?
All this moving, is that going to increase the chances of its fins tearing or being messed up?
For sure, yeah.
It depends on the fish, though, too.
Yeah, that's true. And when you do go to grab it, when you take the fish out, I would drain the water and try to grab them with your hands if you can. Try to avoid using a net.
This is a 200-gallon tall. It's a 4-foot tall.
That's the
200-gallon tank.
With Pam, she's in a 37 tall, so I'm gonna have to drain the water out and then try to take some of this decor out, so when I do try to catch her, she's not gonna bump into stuff and hurt herself.
Well, it's my red devil, and I mean it is a perfect red devil. It's shape, everything is like perfect on him. The color, everything. It's not roughed up at all because all the fish are friendly in the tank. It doesn't have messed up lips or anything. But it loves to aggravate. Like it used to try to bury when I had my bisher, it would pour sand on my bisher all day long, which didn't bother my bisher, but it was afraid of the bisher. So it would go 4 foot above, like at the very top of the tank, and drop the sand on the bisher, then go take sand from the other. And that's all it did for like months. Well, my bisher passed away. So now he aggravates my Synodontis. I've got a Synodontis in there. It's about a foot long, and he sleeps in a cave, a wood log cave. That thing has filled the cave with sand. So now the Synodontis sleeps on the side of it instead of in it.
And another thing I did, I went on the aquarium co-op and I bought a few like nano sponge filters and some air tube, and then the little USB portable, the little pumps you could plug into like a cigarette lighter or whatever. And I also have the Higer air pumps, and then I have like the bait pumps that take the batteries from, like for your bait and stuff when you go fish.
Yeah.
So I got some sponge filters running. I put in probably like a week ago. So by then they should be nice and seated up. Then that'll help you keep everything in gear, I feel like.
So with the show thing, whenever you want to put in, you have on Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. or Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Here's my question. You benefit more from putting the fish in whenever you first get it there, because by Friday morning, them tanks will be heated up because of how we did it last year. Is it better to get them in earlier so they can get settled in and get their colors back? Or do you wait till the day of the judging and put them in?
My plan would be to get them in as soon as possible so they can get used to that environment, what tank they're in, and all these different people just walking past.
Yep, all the activity and stuff.
Because I know for a fact Ed's fish isn't used to many people walking past and bothering them. Per se, my Pam, she's the same way. She's in my room, but as the cichlers downstairs, they're more known to people. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're less prone to get spooked, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another thing I would do, Ed,
is in love with
get like a clipboard and kind of just hold that clipboard in front of that tank. And then another thing I do is keep the lights out, and when you feed them, put a flashlight on them. So when them judges, I don't know how they do it at the clash, but they use their flashlights and they check the scales, the fins, all that stuff.
They do the same here.
So your fish will think, oh, flashlight means food, so then his deportment's going to be on point, so he's going to go into that class.
Very true.
He's going to be like, where's my food at, homie? Where's my food at, dude? You know what I mean? Because that
probably too late to train him now because it's only a couple of weeks away. But I'll do it for 3 weeks.
I think it would help at least a little bit. Let him get used to it because that's how they do it. And I think there's no lights allowed at the clash. I'm not too sure.
And I think last year you had to bring your own tank. Or your own lid. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be the same this year.
For 5 gallons and up. Yep.
Because I remember last year I didn't read the fine print when it said must bring your own lid. Yeah, so I ran out to my car and just got some freaking folders and unfolded them as lids.
Yeah, we don't have lids for that right now.
What size fish tank will I need to bring a lid for?
Well, the biggest one it will have is a 20 tall.
That's the biggest tank?
If you want anything bigger, you got to bring it yourself.
Can you show us that red devil?
Right now, it'd be easier if I took a picture of him.
Yeah, take some photos and send it to me just so I can get an idea. You think he'll fit in a 20 tall? Because a 20 tall is pretty big, but you said 11-inch fish. I feel like an empty 20 tall, he would be pretty solid in a 20 tall.
He's not going to like it 20 tall, but he won't have a lot of room to hide then. Let's see if I
Yeah,
can just kind of...
That's another thing I've learned too. You don't want to put, if the smallest tank you could fit that fish in, they say is better because it don't give it more room to hide or to do, you know what I mean? It forces that fish
That makes sense.
It forces that fish to be shown like to their potential type deal, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
The only thing that's in that tank is an air bubbler to give them oxygen. That's it. We fill them up. We do all the stuff to get it ready. Put a fish in.
I think they said you could put your own sponge filters in too, correct?
Can, but we don't provide that. So if you bring a seasoned sponge filter, it ain't like at the Triple Crown, they had sponge filters in every tank.
Right.
Yeah, we don't do that. I can look here to make sure.
Oh, yeah. I think he would do all right in a 20 tall.
Now, this was about a half a year ago, and he's probably 2 inches bigger or an inch and a half bigger than that now. He came up to the camera to attack me.
Yeah, the 20 tall is about 2 foot long and about 1.5 foot tall.
That was a tell us you're a fish keeper without telling us you keep fish moment right there. When you have a tape measure right next to you. Sure, I usually. Oh, look, I keep one next to me too.
Let me go see if I can just take a picture of him real quick.
Gotta measure when you can fit more tanks in.
So
yeah, you know
we provide the air. Which what we do is we have these things we put it on that goes down in. If you wanted to use an air stone, you bring an air stone. And if you wanted to use a sponge filler, you can bring your own seeded sponge.
Yeah, have fun hanging those airlines this year, Skipper. I won't be there.
Yes, you are. Nice try.
Not on Thursday. Well, I'll be there late Thursday, not as early as I was last year.
Well, we'll wait till late Thursday to hang them. You gotta remember, I'll be helping, but my main focus is getting that aquascape side.
I know.
Oh, wow.
I mean, look at the points on that. The fins are just beautiful.
Yeah,
he doesn't like to go sideways with me.
His finish is good.
All right, we'll tackle Jenny's question, then we got to head off because we're already a minute over.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is a good question.
And then I don't know
had
what
to deal with that yet. But I plan just to bring like my salts and stuff like I put with my cichlid tank. And I feel like if you acclimate them and if you drip acclimate, I feel like that'll help your. Because, you know, when you get a fish shipped from wherever, it's coming from who knows what kind of water. And then how do you go about getting that into your tank? It's like the same thing, basically. I feel
Let's say he's this big.
Okay.
Not the size of a Nerf football.
He's pretty fat.
But yeah, basically, I would just say mixing the water slowly and getting used to it, because I just figured out that that's most likely the reason that the spotted Congo I bought keeled over, because the water from where I got him from is completely different from where I am. Everything is different, and I was like, the fish was fine, the water's fine. I tested before I put him in, and then he didn't make it through the night. So I was talking to the guy that owns the store, and he was like, well, what are your water parameters? I'm like, well, it's 33 TDS. It's about a 6.0 pH and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, our TDS is like 400 and our pH is like 7.8. I was like, yep, that's probably why the fish died.
Sounds like my water.
Even though I acclimated them. So I would just say a slow process.
Yeah, that's what I was planning to do. Just slowly drip them like I did at the Triple Crown.
And you've got all that time, so it's not like you got to rush to do it.
Well, I'm going to probably bring a couple of guppies, an inler, a rice fish, and a molly.
Y'all see what I done started?
Hey, I won one with my wild mollies last year.
Yeah.
I know it. He's like,
And
if
then I'm
Scuba can do it, I could do it. That's
And
right.
you went home with a mystery fish, Ed.
what's that?
You went home with a mystery fish Goodyear, too.
Yeah, and he's still alive. He ate every single one of Carrie's guppies.
Oh
There were
no.
like
I plead
25
the
guppies
fifth.
in there.
I plead the fifth on that one. Blame Skull. It's his fish, not mine.
Well, they were mutt type guppies.
So
I
that
wanted
makes you
to.
the guppy champ, don't it?
Who's that?
You bet.
I didn't win it was a molly.
Oh, a Molly champ. Yeah, he's the Molly champion.
So yeah, but those mollies make me feel really good because I had caught them in the wild down in Florida and had to adapt them to normal water because they were from high mineral water. So it's kind of neat, that you can. They're not big sail fins. They're a different species that's got a small fin, but I still love them. And
They were nice looking fish.
And then I'll probably bring in one of my rice fish, I think, just because I've got a lot of rice fish now, and they're kind of neat.
Well,
I don't know how many rice fish are at the show.
Just to let you know, you got till September 15th to get your entries in.
Okay, Scotty keeps calling me up, asking me to help me. So, and I'm hoping I can just use my credit card to pay for it, or how's that work?
Yeah, you should be able to put a card in.
Last year, Lefty helped me do it all.
Yeah,
and I just paid Lefty when we were there, but I'd like to just pay for it myself, Figure it out.
We are 5 minutes over officially, so thanks to Skipper and Scuba for popping up. This was a little scuffed stream with it not letting me in, but we made it work. I'm on my phone. Thanks, Ed, as always. Thanks, mods, lurkers, replay crew, everybody. Go hang out with Coldwater for a little bit. I'm going to go eat some pizza, and we'll see you all next week. Adios.
Have a good one. Stay
See ya.
blessed.